Hello, and welcome to my review, eventually, of Impact Wrestling's Bound for Glory 2023. Apologies I didn't upload this yesterday. I was sick as a dog yesterday and did not feel like subjecting you to that. I'm still poorly today, but I feel a lot better, so please bear with me if my voice sounds off, or if you hear a little bit of sniffling, or whatever. I will try and keep it to a minimum. So, starting off with the pre-show, Tracy Brooks was inducted into the Hall of Fame. It took me a minute to dig through my old TNA knowledge to place Tracy Brooks, but eventually I realized, and maybe someone with a better memory of that era of TNA can confirm what they were saying. Is this TNA kind of rewriting history a little bit, or was she that influential on the Knockouts division in its early stages? Because me personally, my memory is more the Gail Kim Taryn Terrell rivalry, Awesome Kong, even like the Beautiful People, stuff like that. So yeah, let me know in the comments. I'm not like trying to be mean or take it away from her. It felt a weird one. It felt a weird one to me. Gail Kim in her speech alluded to physical limitations, which I googled. Tracy Brooks was born with Erb's palsy, which is like can be anything up to paralysis in your arm through like nerve damage. So the fact that she went on to have a career in professional wrestling at all is very impressive. So don't want to take that away from her at all. I'm just curious because I know sometimes WWE is certainly guilty of it, of sort of rewriting history to suit a narrative. Just wondering if that's kind of what TNA have done here, or if it's fully justified. Up next, Mike Tenay and Don West, rest in peace, were also inducted into the Hall of Fame, and they were just a great commentary team. I loved TNA when they were the team. Right, honestly, like nothing more to say there. Rest in peace, Don West. Mike Tenay's speech was entertaining, if a bit meandering. But yeah, good pre-show Hall of Fame shenanigans. Anyway, the main show kicked off with Chris Sabin defending the X Division Championship against Kenta. I put this was a good, high-tempo, hard-hitting match. Kenta obviously doing some cheating, like grabbing the ref, trying to put his feet on the ropes and a roll-up, etc. But Sabin won with a cradle shock. Not a lot to say about this one. It was a really good match. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Great choice for opener. And I predicted Chris Sabin to win, so 1 out of 1, baby! But yeah, I thought this was obvious but correct booking. Kenta isn't an Impact guy. Now, you could give him the title and have him do some more dates just to drop it again a few months later, but does that add much value? Probably not. Also, I never realized Chris Sabin's a 10 times X Division champion. That's wild. Never knew that. Anyway, up next was the Monsters Ball match. Which in the video package beforehand, I learned something, which is that for Feast of Fire, you have to leave the ring with a briefcase, because Steve Macklin pulled down the briefcase, Rhino hit him with a gore, and then Moose caught it outside the ring and therefore won the briefcase, which contains a world title shot. The rules are weird, but, I guess it creates interesting scenarios like this, so can't complain too much. They started obviously releasing them from their 24 hours of solitude, which we all believe they did, right? Moose was just in his pajamas. I love that. Rhino was cheesing it big time. He was like screaming and yelling. PCO was just being PCO, and yeah, Rhino makes first entrance, and then Steve Macklin attacks Rhino during the entrance. Then Moose comes out in his gym jams and attacks Steve Macklin with the briefcase. Within a minute or two of the match, PCO had already gone through a ladder. Then later, he was powerbombed onto thumbtacks on cinder blocks by Moose. He's really not human, is he? He's just crazy, PCO. Bully Ray came out later in the match and pushed Steve Macklin off the top rope through a barbed wire table, but honestly, it barely hit. Then Rhino hit a gore on Moose, who was holding a chair over his midsection, so both of them stayed down. And then PCO hits his deanimator on both of them, which, to be honest, I think pretty much missed Rhino. And pinned Moose. So I predicted Moose to win. I was surprised. I was surprised Moose took the fall. I wasn't massively surprised to see PCO win. I thought that was perfectly valid booking, perfectly credible. Very surprised to see your Feast or Fired world title briefcase holder take the pin, though. When there's two other guys who could have just taken it and it would have had less negative effect, in my opinion. But yeah, 1 out of 2 on predictions now. And up next, we have Ace Austin and Chris Bay, ABC, versus Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz, the Rascals, for the Tag Team Championship. I didn't realise when I watched Impact this week that the Rascals are heels and ABC are faces, even though they're still in Bullet Club. And yeah, okay, that's a thing, apparently. Apparently, this iteration of the Rascals were 8-0 in the last 4 years, which I think says more about how little they've teamed together than about how good they are that they're undefeated. Anyway, the match was great. Lots of high tempo stuff, lots of fun spots, fun moments. The finish comes when Wentz spray paints Miguel by accident. And then ABC hit the 1-2. I think that's what they call it. That's what the commentators kind of called it as. And then Ace Austin pins Wentz, with Miguel obviously on the outside still recovering from the spray paint. I actually predicted ABC to win here, so 2 out of 3. Good enough for Meatloaf, it's good enough for me. I predicted this one without really knowing the story, but I got a hit based on TNA loving, or Impact loving, Bound for Glory title changes, so I'll take it. That was literally in the predictions video why I did it. I was like, they'd love to change titles at Bound for Glory, so let's predict it. Up next was Speedball Mike Bailey versus Will Ospreay. Really good match. I've seen people calling it match of the year. Not sure about that, but it was certainly a very, 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 very good match. Very fun. We're building the story of Bailey doing better each time they face off. And I put, my prediction, because I predicted Ospreay to win. And when I learned that, I was like, is this going to be the one where he actually gets to win? But yeah, this was a really good match. Lots of false finishes. Ospreay hit a Styles Clash, and a Storm Driver 93 that I was convinced was the end. But then soon after that, he hit a hidden blade into a Stormbreaker and got the win. And my prediction was correct, 3 out of 4. Yeah, like I said, nothing else to say about this match. Just a fantastic match, lots of fun. Just had everyone on the edge of the seats. I was invested. The crowd was invested. Yeah. What can you say except sing the praises of these two? Up next was the Call Your Shot Gauntlet. First out was Jake Something. Second out was Eddie Edwards. Not much happened, and then third out was Kenny King. And then Eddie Edwards and Kenny King reunited on No More temporarily and had a hug and did some teamwork. Out fourth was Juventud Guerrero with his mask. When did that happen? Someone let me know in the comments when Juve got his mask back. I don't remember that. Which was a cool surprise, just Juve appearing generally. Out fifth was Johnny Swinger. And then Juventud Guerrero eliminated Kenny King from the match. So King was the first one eliminated. And then, soon after that, Crazy Steve came out and attacked Johnny Swinger and Juventud Guerrero while they were having a moment with his, Steve's Feast or Fired briefcase. And then got, then Giselle Shaw's entrance started, who was number 6, and then security kind of upstaged her during her entrance and went to deal with Crazy Steve, which was funny. She wasn't happy about that. Then Shaw eliminated Johnny Swinger. And then, because Steve was still kind of at ringside, he went after Swinger with a fork, which the story there is he literally stabbed Tommy Dreamer in the back with a fork. And then Dreamer appears and attacks Crazy Steve, and they brawl away from the ringside area, and that's that segment over with. Yeah, that was fine building Dreamer and Steve. Good stuff. Didn't really take away from the match, I don't think. Out 7th was Jody Threat, and Jody Threat almost eliminated Giselle Shaw, but the Chantarage saved her, caught her and pushed her back into the ring, back onto the apron, which is always a fun spot for a heel with an entourage. Out next was Kylan King. And then Eddie Edwards eliminated Juventud Guerrera. So thanks for coming, Hoovy. Still want to know when and where and how he got his mask back. Out 9, big surprise, Sonny Kiss got a big pop in the arena. And then Sonny Kiss immediately eliminates Giselle Shaw from the match. And then out 10th is Bully Ray. And then Sonny Kiss dances in front of Bully Ray. And then Bully Ray has a dance, which was just fantastic. And then Sonny Kiss kind of leaps into Bully Ray's arms. And I put the Bully was perturbed by this. I think that's an understatement. Out 11th was Matt Cardona. And then Bully Ray and Sonny Kiss did the WhatsApp headbutt to Cardona. You know, the classic Dudley Boys one. And then Bully Ray was like they get the crowd to chant "Get the tables." And as they were doing that, Kylan King attacked Sonny Kiss to interrupt that, and I think someone attacked Bully Ray as well, but I can't remember who. Didn't write that one down. Out 12th was Jordan Grace, who came out and immediately went toe-to-toe with Bully Ray. They've got history, apparently. I don't recall this history, but this was a good bit of foreshadowing to the end of the match. Kylan King and Eddie Edwards interrupted their little square off. Kylan King going after Jordan Grace and Eddie Edwards going after Bully Ray. Number 13 was Eric Young, who came in and basically immediately eliminated Eddie Edwards. So that's Edwards out. Number 14 was Joe Hendry. Number 15 was Brian Myers, who came out and eliminated Joe Hendry immediately. So Joe Hendry got quite a short appearance. Not the shortest appearance of the match, but quite a short one. And then, after teasing a little bit of tension, Brian Myers and Matt Cardona had a hug. And then Sonny Kiss came over and banged their heads together. And then tried to sort of eliminate them, but they teamed up to eliminate Sonny Kiss. Out 16th was Heath, who hit 4 wake-up calls. I didn't write down on who. And then got eliminated by Brian Myers. So that was thanks for coming, Heath. Still not the shortest appearance in the match, though. Up next, 17th was Frankie Kazarian, then Rich Swann. Not a lot happened between those two. I put, was Rich Swann announced? Because there was no pop, but I don't remember Rich Swann being announced beforehand. I thought that was a surprise, and there was just no reaction. I mean, there was no reaction even if he was announced, and that's not a good thing. But if he was a surprise and there's no reaction, that's even worse. Jonathan Gresham comes out 19th and eliminates Jody Threat. And then goes after Jordan Grace, who's not happy, because obviously they're married in real life, and the commentary team played into that. And Jordan Grace is like, what are you doing? Like, why would you try and eliminate me, your wife, before all these other people who are not your wife? And she has a point. And out 20th was Dirty Dango, who I didn't know was guaranteed number 20 when I made the prediction. I missed that detail. And then Jake Something eliminated Dirty Dango, like, immediately, like, seconds, single-digit seconds. Oops, guess I'm not getting that prediction right, because I predicted Dango. And then, is his name Oleg Brutius, or Brotius, or something? The form of Vladimir Kozlov. Got into the ring and took out Jake Something, took out Rich Swann, took out Frankie Kazarian. Bully Ray begged off, which I thought was quite funny. Not in a, I'm scared of you way, just in a, no, just deal with someone else. It was pretty funny. And then Dango convinced Brutius to leave with him, so that was that. But yeah, that was my pick, guys. He was in for like less than 5 seconds, I reckon. Anyway, then the eliminations start picking up because we've obviously had all 20 entrants at this point. So Brian Myers and Matt Cardano eliminated Frankie Kazarian. Then Brian Myers eliminated Rich Swann. Then Matt Cardona eliminated Eric Young. And then Jake Something eliminated Jonathan Gresham. This was cool, actually, because Gresham like tried doing a lion salt to a standing Jake Something. He just caught him and just yeeted him. Then Jake Something suplexed both Myers and Cardona. Then Something was trying to eliminate Cardona, and Myers saved him with a low blow. And then they teamed up, Myers and Cardona, to eliminate Jake Something. And then immediately afterwards, Matt Cardona eliminated Brian Myers. And just did, like, you know, the cheeky smile and shrug. And then we're down to the final 4, which was Bully Ray, Kylan King, Jordan Grace, and Matt Cardona. Bully Ray eliminated Kylan King, and Jordan Grace eliminated Matt Cardona at exactly the same time. It was really well done. And they were our final two, which becomes a singles match, not an over-the-top rope elimination when there's two left. Jordan Grace hit about 9 spinning back fists in very quick succession. She hit like 3, and then Bully Ray got a tiny bit of offense in, and then she went back to it and hit like another 5 or 6. And then hit a Juggernaut driver for the 3. And I did not predict Jordan Grace to win that. I was never going to get that prediction right after Dirty Dango's few second foray into the match. So I'm from 3 from 5. Jordan Grace immediately calls her shot, as the name of the gauntlet is, for the Knockouts Championship at Hard to Kill. So she's going to face the winner of the next match, which is Mickie James versus Trinity for the Knockouts Championship. One thing I noticed, that belt is crazy shiny. When they were focused on like the ref holding it up, you couldn't like see the belt because of all the glare off it. It was wild. Anyway, this match built really well from friends being respectful to like rivals going all out. Like they never like got to the point where it got personal, but they you know, it ended up not being that respectful and nice. It ended up being a proper match, you know, like good strikes and what have you. It was a good story being told, and it was a very good match, to be perfectly honest. Trinity won with the submission. I think she calls it Starstruck. And I predicted Trinity to win, so 4 out of 6, yeah, baby. So I guess, unless there's something in between, Trinity and Jordan Grace now at Hard to Kill, which should be fun. And finally, and I was confused by this, but finally, Josh Alexander versus Alex Shelley. For the Impact World Championship, and the first thing I noticed was, did the Knockouts Tag Team Championship match get dropped? So I checked on Wikipedia, and apparently it was a dark match. So why were they building it up on Impact for Bound for Glory? Like, they had a video package with MK Ultra talking about the match at Bound for Glory that then just didn't happen, as far as most of the people watching Bound for Glory are concerned. Only the people in attendance actually saw it. I assume they'll probably broadcast it on Impact, but still, weird decision. This was a really good match. It started off slowly, building up, technical, then it got more intense. There was lots of fighting on the outside. This was a really fun match, and something I personally haven't seen, but I'm not the world's preeminent expert on Impact Wrestling by any stretch. Josh Alexander's headguard came off. I can't remember what Shelley hit him with to knock the headguard off, but yeah, Alexander's headguard came off, and then not long after, Alex Shelley hit a shell shock, and then a super kick where Josh Alexander's mouth guard came out as well, and then another shell shock for the 3. And I predicted Alex Shelley to win, so I was pretty pleased with that. 5 out of 7, not bad for someone who doesn't watch the product. There was a good display of respect in the show. Josh Alexander took the loss in stride, puts the belt around Shelley's waist, and that was that. So yeah, overall, I would say this was a good show. Like, no issues with the booking or anything like that. Like, I got a couple of matches wrong predictions wise, but I don't think I was slightly confused by Moose taking the pin in the Monsters Ball, but he'll bounce back from it. It's Moose at the end of the day, so yeah, not too worried about that. Not too worried about that. And what was the other one I got wrong? Oh, the gauntlet match. Yeah, no, I clearly backed the wrong horse there, didn't I? Now, in terms of the dark match, MK Ultra did defeat Deonna Purrazzo and Tasha Steelz, which I believe is what I predicted. So that puts me on 6 out of 8. Yeah, I don't know why that match was made dark. It makes no sense, to be honest, but whatever. It is what it is. Let me know your thoughts on the show overall. Overall, I thought this was a really good show. I enjoyed it. Lots of good matches. The world title match, the women knockouts title match, the gauntlet match, Bayley and Ospreay, the tag title match, the Monsters Ball. Yeah, there wasn't anything weak on this show. Everything was good. Everything was really good. Very good Bound for Glory. Yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments, how you did in terms of predictions, etc., etc. And leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new here and would like to see more wrestling content from me. But for now, all I have left to say is thank you very much for watching. As always, I've been Ebeza, you've been amazing, and I'll see you next time.